Oh, hello. My name is Tavian Glenn Jr. I hope you all are enjoying a very Merry New Year. Not only keeping your loved ones safe, but yourself as well.
I found a way to go to the movies. Luckily for you guys, 2020 wasn't, too terrible when it came to cinema. People looked at me crazy when I put on the hazmat suit, but wasn't that many people to begin with. When it comes to movies, though, I was able to sift through a lot of the bad stuff. So once again, you don't have to. 2020 was filled with absolute bangers. Check it out. See, with the introduction of things like, Netflix and, Prime Video, Hulu and things like that, really taking over the whole market for movies, 2020 actually had some dope stuff. Check it out. Now, before we move into basically what's going to be the meat of the review for 2020, here's some HMs, some cool stuff that I think you should check out. Video game movies are generally just like bad, but every once in a while, you find that diamond in the rough. Let me explain. See, you got your good movies right here, and you got your good games. But every once in a while, you get that love child. The same love child that Mortal Kombat had back in the 90s arrives here in 2020 in the form of Sonic the Hedgehog. I can say this with no ego. This is the best video game movie ever made. The directors listened to the fans when they got the Sonic redesign. The movie was lifted not only by the performance of Sonic the Hedgehog, but also the performance of the acting god Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik. Honestly, I couldn't be more satisfied with the movie, and Sonic the Hedgehog was one of the biggest surprises of last year. If you haven't seen that movie, you might want to go check it out. We all know by now what a Christopher Nolan movie looks like. So Tenet was this movie that was very interesting, had a lot of great action set pieces. John David Washington is amazing. So is Robert Pattinson. It's an auteur, standard Christopher Nolan flick. It checks all the boxes, right? But something that Christopher Nolan has also found very interesting is time travel. And he stated in the movie, just let your mind wander and, just let it go. I actually have a diagram of exactly how the movie was supposed to go. And here it is, right? Sorry. There you go. That's what it's supposed to look like. If you've ever seen Tenet, then this makes sense. Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does. I have no idea how the movie's supposed to. I don't understand the movie. It's literally the most confusing Christopher Nolan movie I've ever seen. It's still cool though, I guess. My brain hurts. All right. No more HMs. We're good. Spike Lee makes bangers. His entire film history has been genre spanning from musicals to bank heists to comedies to legendary pictures, things of that nature. The one thing he hasn't touched on was a war movie. And damn, this was entertaining. The Five Bloods is a story about a brotherhood who goes to Vietnam War. They come back from Vietnam, but they need to go back to get the remains of their general, who also helped them hide a secret stash of gold. It's a wacky movie that combines the thrill of a treasure hunt with the grittiness of a war movie, with a family drama and a biopic, in the only way Spike Lee could tell it, real. And all of this is lifted by an all-star cast with an exceptional performance by Delroy Lindo. Delroy Lindo, the Core, Romeo Must Die. He's one of those actors to where, if you saw him, then you'd be like, yeah, I know who that is. And moving on. So the next couple of movies I'm going to speak on are pretty introspective. One is Happy, and one is not. So this one isn't the happy one at all. The Sound of Metal is about the trials and tribulations of a man who was actually going deaf. After watching this movie, I really thought about like what it would be like for me if I actually went deaf. Riz Ahmed portrays this perfectly as Ruben. He's young, he's temperamental, he's hurting. You know, the acting is actually very much on point because it reflects what it would actually be like in the human condition, you know, if you lost one of your senses. Watching him go about this journey is very unusual, but the movie itself has a great focus on the characters, the emotions they go through, and the human condition. It's very, very poignant, and it's a pretty good watch. It's on Prime Video. Go check it out. I really needed this movie this year. You know, 2020 was really rough on a lot of us for a different number of circumstances, and like I said, it affected a lot of us. And you know, a nice, good feel-good movie, right, is one that we needed. And who else but Disney to deliver the magic? Soul shows us the story of Joe Gardner. He is a jazz musician, well, an aspiring jazz musician who's actually, you know, a school teacher at the moment. After an accident, he ends up on another plane of existence where he has to teach another would-be human what it's like to be human. This is the happy, introspective film. Joe Gardner really isn't happy about the way things are going in his life, but by actually observing what living means to someone else, does he realize the revelations about himself. It makes for some very fun hijinks and some very poignant allusions to culture, life, and philosophy. It for sure makes you want to take life in a different way. Honestly, Sacha Baron Cohen is a comedic genius. I don't understand how people haven't seen Bruno or The Dictator or Ali G or even Borat 1. The man don't miss at all. Borat's subsequent movie film tells the story of Borat and how he got kicked out of his country from Kazakhstan, and in order to come back, he has to sell his daughter. That is the actual synopsis of the movie. It's a social experiment at its core. You know, the plot makes the movie go forward, but society is the real star of the show. You're gonna see things from normal people all the way up to political figures doing the most insane things. And it is 100% glorious. It's not Borat 1, but, you know, I think it's still pretty funny. A good horror movie trope to me is the perennial movie monster. They just come after you, you know? Are they hungry? Are they alien? Possessed? Psychotic? You know, who knows? As it turns out, there's no scarier monster than an evil ex-boyfriend. The Invisible Man is insane. Also, the movie is very good too. A scientist decides to stage his own suicide and stalk his ex-girlfriend after he's found a way to become invisible. To tell you any more about the movie would ruin the tension. I'm not really about spoilers. Abuse is a topic that's really, really personal and really hits home. Sociopaths really don't care for anything, so imagining the limits for that can be really terrifying, especially if you're invisible. So technically, what you can't see can actually hurt you. Ironically enough, mentally and physically. So yeah, 2020, it was a difficult year. Still some film gems. Nonetheless, I like some of these movies, and I hope you guys find time to watch some of the movies that I suggested. Hey, if it's any indication for the movies that were supposed to come out last year, then this year, 2021, is definitely going to be a banger. So y'all be sure to check out Tea Time later this year, because we got more fun stuff coming up. 100%. Can I stop drinking this? They're going to send us money though, right? For real though, this is like my... Oh God. This is like my 7th bottle, bro. I really have to pee, and I don't think... There's a lot of gas, bro. I'm not going to front.
Chug it!
Mm-hmm. You going to hell. Oh God.
I almost threw up, bro.